Howdy there, Marty here, aka the McDuck, and we're back in this video with a massive Funko Pop pickup video. Oh, you think this is it? No, that's not it. No, here, this is it. This is how much I got. Don't tell Daisy. A lot of you may know that I don't really consider myself to be a Funko Pop collector. Largely, when I have bought them myself, it has been for like video purposes. And so I've gotten a lot as gifts, but it was very rare for me to really seek out the Pops. How did like all of a sudden I get bit by the bug and want to purchase these silly little things? Well, they're fun. It's a easy way to like kind of rep your nerd interests, I guess, and they're relatively cheap. What sparked the whole thing? Well, really, it was two of the recent figures that sparked my like, now I just want to do it. And the first two I'm going to show you are the Bret Hart, which, I mean, you guys know, Bret Hart is my favorite pro wrestler of all time. I love him very much. And the second one was when I was at the mall, and I did go through FYE, and I always kind of glance at the Pops, and yes, we have a Scrooge McDuck. I mean, come on, you know the whole duck theme with my channel. So those were kind of the two that got my, like, juices flowing with wanting to collect them. Once again, Daisy is not going to be happy about this video. She, I think, kind of low-key hates the Pops. If you're enjoying this video, and you want to show me a little support because my wife is going to be annoyed at me, yeah, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I'm doing a lot of cool stuff on this channel. I'm really back into doing this. I'm really excited to be working on the channel again. Show your boy some support. I'd really appreciate it because I'm going to need it, I think. I wanted to kind of set some ground rules for myself. One of my friends calls it Marty Kosher in terms of like Pops, like what I will deem acceptable to buy and not buy. Even one or two of the things in this set is maybe a little bit borderline with my own rules. Here we go. Here is my list for Pops I will try my best to not buy. First rule, no sitcoms. I love sitcoms, but too many of the characters are too generic. No sitcoms. Rule number 2, no oversized figures. Really, that's largely a space thing. These just stack so well when they're all one uniform size. No oversized figures. Rule number 3, don't spend more than 1.5 times retail. Or honestly, really, it's just don't spend more than $20. I feel like 20 is like a really good maximum for Pops. Anything more than that, and it's like, they're not that cool. I mean, they're fun, and I know a lot of people are gonna spend a lot more than me, but that's just my personal rule. You do you. Definitely, you do you. Do not let my rules stop you. I'm just explaining why and how I want to buy these things. Rule number 4, no traditional sports. So wrestling, okay, not even a real sport, not a sport. Let's just not even worry about that. But I was very quickly tempted to buy Buster Posey, Steph Curry, and Kevin Harvick. That's 3 figures right there I was easily able to eliminate, and that's okay. Like, I don't need to have my sports stuff represented up there. I got hats. Rule number 5, no comic characters. For one, they make too many of them. I love comics, and that's like the main thing I do, but I have so many other toys and things that represent my love of comics. I don't need them represented in Pop form. Also, there's too many, so I don't want to buy that many. And my final rule, and it was kind of my first rule, so this would be rule number 6, I guess, no tragic deaths. And that might be a little bit weird sounding out of nowhere, but the first one that I saw that really like bumped me was the Kurt Cobain Pop, and that just didn't feel right. There's no way Kurt would have wanted or would have approved of the silly little like super deformed representation of him. He already had a big problem with commercialism anyhow, and there's no way that he would have signed off or wanted to see like silly little figures of himself. And then they've made a lot of other Pops where it's just like the circumstances of their death was a little bit too weird for me. So no tragic deaths. I don't really need those on my shelves. Let's get in with the unboxing. Like, let's open these damn things up, because this is going to be more of a video than it needs to be. I didn't want this video to be like 20 minutes of me rambling about Pops, because I'm not really honestly that I'm not hyped in that way. Here is the plan. I'm gonna show them, obviously. I'm gonna open up this box, and then I'm gonna give a quick anecdote or thought as to why I wanted or felt like I needed this figure, and then that's probably pretty much gonna be it. Grandpa knife, as always. So, we're gonna open up this guy. Here we have the Bob Ross. The Bob Ross, I know, is a pretty popular Pop for people to pick up. I honestly love Bob Ross. I mean, in terms of his artistic technical ability, I mean, he's not an overly great artist, although I think he connected with a lot of people, and he legitimately made a lot of people actually love and appreciate painting. I'm not buying this out of any sense of irony. I honestly love Bob Ross. So I already explained the Bret and the Scrooge. Okay. Randy Marsh from South Park. Not the most exciting Pop, honestly, but I do love his silly little expression. And Randy is arguably the best character in South Park. This is Mintberry Crunch from the Coon and Friends, I guess, arc of South Park. He's a really fun figure. He's ridiculous because it's obviously really stupid. His name is Mintberry Crunch. But this is Gilderoy Lockhart from Harry Potter 2, as played by director of Thor 1, Shakespearean actor. Kenneth Branagh. But I really enjoyed him in this film. I just thought he was really charming. This one was also super cheap. I think he was like $5. And since I already showed off the other wrestler, here we have Charlotte Flair. This is just with her green attire. I know there's an exclusive with the blue. Charlotte is one of the best women's wrestlers of, well, any era. And next up, we have Angus Young of AC/DC. I love AC/DC. They're part of my holy trinity of rock. A red Sonja. This is the one that is maybe arguably borderline, because yes, she's a comic character, and yes, this is largely representative of her comic version. I wanted her because she looks awesome, but I also honestly just legitimately love the Red Sonja film. I know a lot of people hate on it, and to be fair, she's a pulp character before she was a comic character anyway, so they'd be like getting a book character, not necessarily a comic character, although the comics are responsible for the way she looks. Mary Poppins. I really, really love Mary Poppins, the classic film. The Emily Blunt movie was okay. She was really good. I felt like they didn't have the script or the music. She's a really great looking pop. She's got a lot of character to her, and she's really fun. We have a Mr. Rogers holding the trolley. Once again, I honestly love Mr. Rogers. This isn't I wouldn't purchase this out of a sense of irony or whatever. Like, I think probably a lot of people would. Over the last, like, couple of years, like, as I've learned more and more about him, and as I've gone back and rewatched old episodes of the show with Daisy, she also loves Mr. Rogers, he's honestly become one of my heroes. Coraline doll. Really spooky, really awesome. I love Coraline. I love the graphic novel. Originally, Coraline does come from a Neil Gaiman kids book or whatever. But, so I do love the comic, but I also love the film. This is obviously representative of the film. We have Lando. This is from Han Solo, I guess. I really loved Donald Glover as Lando. Could make the argument that Donald Glover is kind of just doing a Billy D. Williams impression. He wasn't really, honestly, doing his own version of Lando. I could maybe see that if you were going to make that argument, but I still really enjoyed his performance. If I was going to have a third pop that put me over the edge with having to buy the pop figures, like originally I showed you Bret Hart and Scrooge McDuck, this would have been the third in that trinity, Quint from Jaws. Jaws is one of my all-time favorite movies. The character, he's amazing. He's so much fun. He's a really cool looking pop. He's got like the harpoon gun in his like cap with like the really bent brim, his mustache and jacket. Like, this is a really great pop. This is what like pops should always aim to be. But finally, got Boromir from Lord of the Rings. Boromir is my favorite cinematic character from Lord of the Rings, and Sean Bean is one of my, if not my all-time favorite actor. I love him so much. They capture him really well. In particular, you know, he's got the horn, which is really what sells it. Super happy with this one. No regrets here either, although I did buy this at Hot Topic, where that's one of the places I suspect that my card may have been compromised. This is all of them. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 15. Luckily, this doesn't like represent a very big investment because most of these were actually like really cheap. If you enjoyed this video and you want to give your boy a little support, because yes, he's gonna need it, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more from me, we got toy videos, we have some vlogs and some sketches, unboxings, reviews, a lot of good info. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. As I always say, it makes me feel like I accomplished something. But otherwise, I guess I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Daisy's gonna be fucking pissed. Oh.